Okay, this is the third day of recording. This has been 2 days since I started, and 1 day since the previous segment. Yeah, as far as the Liwa boss is concerned, before they patched it so that it's nerfed, essentially, how you would beat it is the exact same way I did. However, about 19 times out of 20 that the boss would suck you in, it would be impossible for you to escape its grasp without dying. So you have to basically never get sucked in. And I did not play like that because I didn't need to. It was nerfed. I did expose myself in being somebody who never had beaten that boss before. The first time I actually finished the boss was on the playthrough I just made. And yet, still claim that the boss had been made too easy. And sort of in my defense, the reason why I didn't beat it was not because I couldn't shoot the boss enough times when it wasn't nerfed, and not that I could sufficiently avoid getting sucked in. It's because I didn't realize how you actually beat the boss, and that is that I have to remember how you cancel the grapple. This is embarrassing right here. And that you have to shoot it towards those 3 waterfalls, using each waterfall exactly once. So once I was running lower on waterfalls, I wouldn't know why the boss wasn't being affected anymore. So I could shoot at it 3 times, I just didn't know why that wasn't having any effect. I read through the patch notes again, and I didn't see anything in the patch notes again about increasing the hitbox size on vines. There was one vine modified that they called the infamous Death Vine. I cannot pick out any vine in this patch or any previous patches in particular that's more difficult than the other vines, or that, you know, I could pick out as being particularly difficult. But some players apparently could, and something was changed about that vine. I could often not be able to pass through Leo 3, not because there was a particular problem vine, but because, well, if you tried to jump on the center platform, you would automatically die, right? So that was made passable by means of fixing the center platform. I wouldn't personally think there's any vines that needed changed, but some people did. There's people that are, you know, complain about video games being hard. Something to write a big, long, dumb, silly essay about, like why you play video games. You would think intuitively that people would play video games to escape from the struggles in their real life. Just like, you know, you read books and watch movies to go to a different fantasy world where, you know, it's not your real life. The issue with that is, well, in these fantasy worlds, the characters are also going through struggles. So you're not really escaping struggles, you're just escaping struggles that you personally experience. But more importantly, I don't think it's really, depending on who you are, it's really the struggle that's an issue when you go to video games. It's what you're escaping is characteristics of real-world struggles. You see, in the real world, you have to motivate what you're doing and convince people that what you do is worthwhile, and deal with their irrationality. And so sometimes it isn't clear exactly how you solve your problems or get through what you're trying to get through, because what you have to deal with is not perfectly rational. If you go to a video game, everything is defined by digital logic, and so the rules of the game are always very strictly defined. so you know exactly what you have to do to complete the task in front of you, and and the criteria for success and failure are more strictly defined. So you can achieve a state that's like some sort of success state or some sort of illusion of accomplishment, where in the real world you wouldn't know how to do that because you don't know the rules. The rules aren't defined. And if the game isn't difficult enough, that illusion that you've accomplished something in the game isn't there because, well, you didn't accomplish anything because the game didn't have any difficulty to it. So this is a deprecating view of me in video games, right? Because, you can get addicted to video games because you're addicted to that gratification that's fake because you don't actually accomplish anything. It's all simulated. But you can get it because the rules for which you would have it are strictly defined. Yeah, as you notice, the air in the room decreases my health. So there's two stages to the time limit. There's a time limit on running out of energy to use the how. There's a time limit on running out of health after your energy runs out. So people like me that are somewhat proud and have the personality like I do tend to like video games that are more difficult. And if the game doesn't have difficulty, there tends to be a lack of point to it. Now, there's other ways that games can be good besides just being hard. You could have a plot that's compelling, but I mean, this game doesn't really have a plot, so the only thing good about it would be being hard. How you're supposed to think to do that, I'm not so sure. How I know to do that is I watched a playthrough. I've never figured that out on my own. Yeah, Leo's boss also creates like a shock in, if it's nerfed, creates a shock in the progression of the game because you expect each progressive boss to be more difficult than the previous one, right? And once you know how to do Leo's boss, that is, once you know how to do it, with it nerfed, it's significantly easier than Kopaka's boss. For example, once I figured out the rules of the game I was playing, I beat the boss in my very next attempt, right? I didn't have to struggle with it over and over again like Kopaka's boss. If it's not nerfed like that, then the footage would look very similar to my Kopaka's boss footage, where it would just be, well, struggling at about the same rate, take about the same amount of time. Now, somewhat in the nerfing's defense, I probably would have never beat it anyway because if you don't have time to think about it by means of it being a little bit easier to like some breathing room in the gameplay, I wouldn't have been able to realize how to complete the boss. Now, some of these platforms, I noticed the lava didn't render in the cutscene. Some of these platforms, I know previously, they have no collision, so you could just clip right, go right down through them. The way they should be is they disappear as soon as you jump on them. Okay, this might be like a fake-out crash, because lava tends to fake-out crash. No, that might be a real crash. The window's not responding, which suggests that's a real crash. Okay. Yep, it finally crashed all the way through. So when people say, like, this video game is too hard to be fun, or whatever, it doesn't really make any sense to me. I don't empathize with that point of view, because it is by means of being hard that the video game is fun. If you get over and over again if you feel as you're playing a propensity to give up, like if the game makes you want to quit, then part of me just wants to quit, right? Sometimes I give up. Don't have perfect perseverance and perfect character. However, another part of me is like, well, this is what you wanted. This is what you are chasing after specifically, because if you feel like giving up, if you're feeling this despair, if you're right at the breaking point, that means that other people playing this video game could also be at that point, and then would give into it. So then more glory to you. Again, it's fake glory, it means nothing, if you're able to persevere through this. Right? So if you modify a game specifically such that it's easier, and that's your goal, is just to make it easier. Well, first of all, if you were to do that with a finished game, then we have a pejorative name for that. We call it cheating, right? With this game, it's really hard to tell what exactly is intentional by the developers and what exactly is a mistake, right? So the difficulty in Liwa's boss might have actually been a mistake. Probably as a junior master builder, junior master model builder, might have some idea as to whether or not that seems to be the case. In which, so be it. But I tend to have this automatic, visceral, negative reaction to the concept of nerfing something. Now, I'm trying to remember if the how does anything in here. I think it kind of seems to do something in here, but it's a placebo effect. If I believe I remember what goes on. Okay, I don't remember if I should use a comment here. Oops. As I've already said, my recording setup is really bad. My game appears really small. And so, it's more convenient for me to look at my software that's recording the game as opposed to the game itself. And that can create some issues, especially since it's actually hard to move the game window. And so when the game window covers off part of the recording screen, I can't see that part of the screen. So that's why in Liwa's level, on the sliding part, I couldn't look ahead sometimes because the game was blocking the game. Now, of course, I could see it on the game, but I wasn't looking there automatically, so, you know, I kind of missed doing that. Yeah, the how does seem to be protecting me, so the how does do something, I guess. Okay, I forgot how to do this. And the arrow is blocking my view. I think I did a sequence break. I shouldn't have gotten that target yet. So I already goofed up. Yeah, another issue I encounter is that the mouse still works for some reason outside the game, but she's invisible. So, like, you can click on things outside the game unknowingly and make things pop up that you don't want to pop up, like drop downs from right-clicking. So to fix this, I tried making the game larger, right? Because, you know, I don't want to record with a really bad setup. But I couldn't do that. Like, I changed the resolution, but it stayed as small a window as it always has been. So I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if it has to do with something to do with my screen, my graphics card, whatever. It's not really a card because it's a laptop. It's just embedded in the motherboard. Okay, trying to remember how to get over there. That wasn't it. In fact, I actually have a drop-down menu on my screen right now. Up, fix that problem. It's getting in my way. That's not the easiest way to do this. There's a better way. I just haven't remembered what it is yet. Forgot to jump! I also read in the patch notes that apparently there's a partial fix to the path leading to the element of melting in the path area in Kopaka's level. And if I had done my due diligence, and I had actually read the patch notes before playing, instead of in the middle of playing, I would have, when I was at that part in Kopaka's level, would have actually used my Akaku and see if there were additional hidden platforms added. The element of melting, despite how grandiose the task looks to get it, by the way, that's that weird green crystal thing I was talking about, is just something to give to a Matoran, right? And so the Matoran just gives you pickups like health, energy, ammo, and so on. So it's really it's way more than it's. Way less than it's, or way more, whatever the phrase you use here, than it's cracked up to be. How? I don't remember how to get up there. I think I have to get back to the starting spot. I'll try that. Where the starting spot is. Okay. Oops. Okay, got that one. Okay, if I remember correctly, this tone doesn't actually help you. It's best to jump from up high. Yeah. Okay, got that one. So just 2 more. How help? Maybe. Who knows? Okay. Seems to be helping. It might be a placebo effect. Is that not all of them? Tell me I forgot one. It's not that I forgot that one, I just didn't hit it. I didn't go back to hit it. Great. I'm sort of toasted now. At least I know how to go through this. But without enough energy, I can't finish. Okay, this should be the run that does it. Some of these personality things tend to show up in other areas of life. You have a tendency to do like meaningless things and make things meaninglessly harder. Specifically, if it seems like other people would give up trying to do it, because if I do it and somebody else would give up trying to do it, it's like I beat them. So there's no reason to do it other than just it's hard. So when people make comments like, you know, Demon Souls remake, so you can experience giving up in the middle all over again. Now I don't know if that franchise is any good or whether I can get in really big trouble with myself trying to mess around with that. But that suddenly makes me really tempted to try to play Demon Souls. I know it's some Eastern game, and it was the same developer and predates Dark Souls. And Dark Souls is known for its difficulty and its status as a milestone of some sort in gaming. But I don't know what anything, surprisingly for what it is, I'm not very into popular culture, so I actually haven't seen any gameplay of that, let alone played it. Nor know how much it costs. Or how much awkward Eastern dialogue it has in there that you wouldn't want your mom to see. Yeah, something. One of the balls that you want to launch, though, you're kind of in trouble. I went the wrong way. funny how there's ammo pickups here, but there's nothing to shoot. It would be more useful if there were energy pickups instead of ammo pickups. I got hit by spheres trying to jump again. And I'm almost out of health, it appears. So that wasn't the run. Why is the jump retarded there? It's like you don't get a full jump. I'll have to problem solve that one. It worked the first time. By the way, retard means to slow. Sometimes I use it, like I overuse it, like if it just any sort of reduction, I call it retardation of some sort. I like to abuse language a lot, use a needlessly big word, even if in context it doesn't fit. Yeah, the tendency for the fireballs to affect your flight path as well as decrease your health is one of those kind of like sadistic attention to details things. Like this, the developers had very good attention to detail when it comes to things that make it frustrating in particular. And yes, I like that. That's a good thing about the game. You gotta have good attention to detail, even in the frustration aspects. Everything needs to be designed well. So congratulations to Sapphire for making good frustrating things. Much health being lost there. Okay. That took longer than it should have. I'm not happy with that performance. So, using the alpha as a guide, this area was supposed to be a mini-boss, like the Nui Jaga and the Fiku. By the way, I noticed the patch notes they said they increased the hitbox size for those, to which I say, well, maybe there's a justification for that. Maybe in the alpha the hitboxes were bigger, indicating that sorry, I did that clicking out thing again. Indicating that they should be bigger. But those things did not even need to be easier. Those are already stupidly easy. So I'm gonna have to. I don't know why you would actually do that. There's no motivation. So I guess it must have been something from the alpha. I didn't notice a difference. Because I believe you can get up there by utilizing these geyser ports somehow, and the Miru somehow. If I recall correctly, there's actually nothing up there. So there's no, you put all the effort in, there's no reward. Almost got it. Nope. I feel like I need that token though, because if I don't get it, I'm not going to have enough tokens when I get to the end, because I've dropped a lot of tokens so far along the way. Particularly in TAO2, because there's a really good way to get those tokens. Should be a way to get that token. Oh, whatever. Hopefully it still lets me through without that token. Okay, this area is notoriously difficult, and I think part of the reason it's so difficult may have to do with, this is some speculation, the hitbox for death being higher than the lava, which looks like a mistake because, well, you should die by means of the lava. So this might be somewhat of a struggle bus. We'll see what happens. Also, I think you can kind of cheese it with the Miru sometimes. And sometimes the Kakama helps. But there's a part later on where the trigger for the next platform is not you landing on the previous platform. It's just the platforms just go. And in that place, the Miru doesn't help you anymore. Also, this area had some crashing problems. I knew that if you were to try to use the debug menu to move starting positions to go to the end position of it, it would cause like an out-of-world crash. That was like a crash caused by use of the debug menu, so it's kind of a unique kind of crash. But it made it so that you could not use the debug menu to skip this. So this would be like hard, and if you wanted to get around it using the debug menu because you didn't like how hard it was, then you couldn't, because the debug menu would crash. And I don't know how well going to the next area would work, and I think that wouldn't work very well either. So even with the debug menu, this area becomes a sticking point. Yeah, if this goes on too long, I'm going to start trying to cheese it with the Miru. Try to see how well that works. Looks like the death hitbox is reasonable though, so if that was a problem, it's fixed. No documentation on it being fixed anywhere though. No, maybe the death hitbox is not reasonable. If it is where it's supposed to be, don't fix it to make this easier. Struggle through it. Kind of have to memorize where the next platform is going to appear because the time it takes to change directions or adjust your camera is just too much because the reaction time here is really small. Okay, it's time to start doing some Miru cheesing. That worked terribly. Oh, it looks like it's working terribly because it's triggering you made it to the platform not because you actually touched the platform, but because you passed. You were like in the cylinder that contains the platform. That's some great, frustrating attention to detail there. Gotta get that frustration right. Oh, I got an encoding overload again. Okay, it's over. That particular platform again. Okay, try cheesing it with the Miru one more time. Nope, that works even worse. How about cheesing it with the Kakama? I think the Kakama drains your energy too fast, that's his problem. Okay, you have to do the first jump without the Kakama. So, first jump. It tends to over jump a bit too much, it appears. That particular platform. I think it's just that right turn that makes that platform tricky. There's actually nothing about the timing. can't correct backwards, you just gotta commit to it. Like, you need a certain amount of run-up, otherwise it won't jump forward, it'll just kind of jump straight up. But if you're too far forward, you can't get that run-up, so you want to go back, but if you have the Kakama activated, just run off the back of the platform. So determine that the Kakama doesn't make it any easier in particular. It doesn't really hurt you, but it doesn't really help you either. Screaming left turn. How do I avoid this ledge grab? It's annoying. There we go. This is the part where my hands start sweating. Actually, they already are sweating. It's like sweaty tryhard game, where are you at? I don't know how that's an insult. I would hire you if you were called a sweaty tryhard. That's what I'm looking for. Tricks you! Making progress, though. Getting it in the muscle memory. Or at least I thought so. I like this because right now I suddenly feel like I'm a lot better at talking into the microphone. I'm getting a lot better at finding things to say. Because I'm not one to like do that, you know, cheesy rage thing where I just kind of scream every time I die, you know, and walk around behind a camera and choke chairs and throw things and whatever people do to try to be entertaining on the internet. much more difficult for me to think of things to do or say. Okay. That token, I don't know how you get it. Tokens may cause me a problem on this level. Okay, so here's the really hard part. You thought, like, it would end once you got across that. Actually, it doesn't. It just keeps going. Again, show no mercy. And there are no checkpoints. Like, you have to do this part all over again. Again, I don't know if it would be 7-year-olds exactly, maybe 9-year-olds, but this is not well suited for its target audience at the time. That right turn took me off guard. Takes a few repetitions before I remember what each turn's gonna be. And this is a game of wait until Meso decides to just do this super easily on his first or second try. I'd be kind of disappointed in him if he doesn't. Or if he already hasn't. Or hasn't already done so. Okay, maybe this is the part where it, like, spawns differently. I'll have to see. I think this one's a straight shot. I did it. And I have no idea how to get those randomly placed tokens throughout this area. So if I can't get those tokens, that may get me later, but I don't see a way to do that. Okay. Sweet. You don't have to use the Miru quite at the start. You want to activate it a little ways down. Because the Miru has this weird, like, parachute drop effect where it can, like, suddenly decelerate you. It's like if you activated the Miru mid-fall, it would hurt. There's some sort of tunnel you're supposed to go into up here. I don't remember exactly where it is, so there might be an embarrassing fail coming up. Oh, here we go. I'm going right for it. The camera corrects itself once I get out of the tunnel, otherwise I'm going to be totally in big trouble. Okay, good. Still got plenty of energy. Okay, now this is where, you know, I try to aim for the surfboard and miss, and I have to do that all over again. Surfboard looks like way smaller than it should be. And it's not just the depth perception. It literally is way smaller. Oh, so it's not like you miss the surfboard. It's like you get it and then you immediately run into a lava fall and die. So I guess the trick there is you want to face in the direction you want to travel when you come down the board. So you don't want to do it like you would if you were a person, where you straddle your feet on the board. You want to make the characters face the direction it's going to be when it's on the board. It's a bit counterintuitive if the way you view your gameplay mechanics is too, like, realistic. But if you understand this is, like, governed by code, it's not that weird. Okay, so I'm going to do this. There we go. Is this the part they sped up? Oh no, I'm missing tokens left and right. If I miss too many tokens, I'm gonna have to go through that area I just went through where I had that lily pad hopping all over again. Missed it again. Got that one. Struggling with the grind here. At least every time I die, I have another opportunity to go back and get tokens I missed the first time. Yeah, my issue I was having before was I was steering too much while on the grind to try to stay on the grind. You don't need to do that. You just want to grind. That was a trap, so I have to do the grind all over. So just line it up and then just go straight. Don't steer. I want to go around and get the tokens I can pick up in the shrine. Hopefully to make up for the very many tokens I left behind along the way. Now with the Miru, unlike the Kakama, it's important to jump before you go forward. So it's important to hit the right click before the forward key. For the Kakama, it's different. You want to go to the forward key before you jump. So this things I can get these mixed up and then mess up. There's a lot of extra platforms around here, but it seems that there aren't any tokens on them, at least as far as I can see. It won't let me know if I have enough tokens because it won't open anyway if I don't have the glyph. Okay, that went nowhere. It appears I got all the shrine tokens. Oh, there's one floating up there. Oh wait, it looks like all the way up to the ceiling. Get a better look at it. Yeah, that's all the way up by the ceiling. There's no way to get to it. Okay, so there's a bugged, misplaced token up there still. Time to go on with the shrine challenge. I think these are particularly difficult. But I hope not. Or I hope so. Gotta remind myself that if it's hard, that's what I wanted. If I can remember where the door is to these. Yeah, this nonsense. Okay. Okay, so I remember that being a lot harder than that just was. So I don't know what happened, it just kind of got good. Oh, it's a checkpoint. Okay. I forgot how you do this jump. Maybe I just wasn't activating the Miru. That would be embarrassing. And this was in the alpha too, so first piece of media the Vahi showed up in, and this turned out to not be a piece of media, so that's where it is. And when I use the Vahi, the game looks laggy. Kanohi Vahi, the great mask of lag, essentially. Yeah, this isn't lag, this is the Vahi, but for some reason, the frames per second makes the Vahi just look exactly like lag. This part's tricky. There's an ungettable token again. Yeah, another checkpoint that's convenient. It's not necessarily good, but it's convenient. It makes it easier, which isn't necessarily better. Trying to be too fancy here and anticipating. there's grapple points on the ceiling, but you can just use the Miru, and that's probably easier. Or not. Oh, but this is a checkpoint. Okay. Wasn't working for the simple truth that I forgot to activate the mask. Okay, so there's that checkpoint. This sequence is quite long. Not particularly difficult, though. Maybe for better pacing, there should have been one fewer of that. Okay, so in this room, last time I checked, there's this animation, this taunting animation that the characters will do if you sit still and don't move for too long. It's like, yeah, come on, keep playing the game. And in this room, I believe it causes the character to freeze. So the taunting animation and this area don't agree with each other. I don't know if the Beaver House knows about this because I don't think last time I checked anybody submitted it on the GitHub. And I haven't because I'm too lazy. But not too lazy to do this, just too lazy to submit like the bug to the GitHub. But it's a bug. So if I have to like just kind of leave the game and go do something and come back to it, I'll find it frozen. I forgot which direction was the outside. I'm going to go all of them, though, because destroy these hives. There's tokens around in here, so if you go the wrong way, at least you get tokens from going that way sometimes. Come on. So... At least can I get that hive? Good. So now it's like worth it to kill them now that there's no hives. Now there's like fewer hives. Ah. So if we hug left, dead end. Okay, go this way. Another dead end. I go this way and hug left. So hug left. Dead end. Dead end. Hugging. Hug left. Okay. There's the glyph right there. Let's hug left over here. Yeah, it's a dead end. Okay. So it appears I've cleared the blue area and did a very trivial, stupid death. So no more tokens left in blue. So here we go right here. And then we go into here. Check the gap. Oops. Beat the glyph. There's a glitch with the text going on. And you use the right, no, the left. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so confusing. The left control key to use the glyph. Use the other control key to use the glyph. If one doesn't work, use the other one. Why? Big mass of these things. Okay, so we're going to hug left. Token, that's a bug. Okay, so this drops into blue. We already know that the exit's not blue. Okay, so nothing here. Does that drop into more yellow? I don't know, I can't backtrack, so I'm gonna avoid that for now. Okay, if there are closed loops in this topology, then that will ruin my technique. Right, so this hugging the left wall, the right wall thing only works if there aren't closed loops. Okay, so I already cleared all of yellow. Destroy the hive. Good. Let's go for red. Okay, that goes to yellow. We've seen this passage before. Okay, that goes to blue. Dead end. Okay, so not much in there. Came in through there. This is blue. Apparently haven't explored blue yet. That end. Okay, that drops somewhere. I'm leaving out the drops for now. See, tokens. Okay. So blue contained one token and a drop. Okay, so that's all of the directions. Now we're going to have to actually drop down one of these drops, because apparently we need to do that to find an exit. So let's do a drop. This probably just goes to blue. That drop didn't do anything. Are there any other drops in yellow? That drop. Yeah, sorry, this is really tedious. But it's a maze, so, you know. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Ah, I didn't notice that the first time. Okay, I was just here. And that's it for the shrine stuff. So if 58 tokens isn't enough tokens, I am in a world of hurt. I believe that goes back to the shrine challenges. The boss door is kind of hard to find. I have to do the platforming to get there. The solution appears to be I do not have enough tokens. Probably the cutoff is 60. It's a high probability the cutoff is 60. So if there's not enough tokens, I have to do what I did with Kopaka's level. Okay, I know I cleaned up the entire village of all its tokens, so I know there's no tokens in the village. Or basically anything before I go through the first token door. So I should be able to get through there. That I have to worry about that I've missed tokens. Now, did I miss tokens here? Possibly if there are tokens to miss over here on the right side. I know, I'm gonna stubbornly persist at this, thinking I can make this jump. Okay, you have to have some run up. That's confusing. And the Miru mechanics can, if you think you got them figured out, they can suddenly throw you off. Oh. This is really embarrassing. I'm just not activating the Miru and wondering why I'm not activating the Miru. Okay, that was easy. Up, yep, there's a token over here I didn't get. So glad I did that. They did that Anua's level thing again there. I don't know, why do I bother with the bats? Just go. Okay, there are tokens in here, but they are like nigh impossible to get. I shall try my best. I missed one out there. Now, do these platforms work? It used to be that they had no collision. Yeah, okay. Some of the platforms are fake. At least it's not crashing. Remember, there's a crash in this area before. So, some improvement going on there. Cool. Okay, got those tokens. Now, here I have an option whether or not I want to go to what's it called? Oh, there's a token there I didn't get because there's no platform under it. So it's like you have to die for it. Okay, go for that one. You might say deaths have no consequence, but the reason why I'm trying to avoid dying is mostly dying can sometimes cause crashes. So it might be, for that token, I have to crash for it. Okay, a long shot here. Got it. Okay, now I think I got them all. Okay, I don't see any tokens out there. I'll jump around out there a little bit to try to see if there's any of them that, you can see from closer. I probably already have 60 tokens, so I probably already have enough tokens. Ah, I see. Here you guys are. Okay. Ah, I see more tokens. So we'll go for him. Oh, bats. Got it. Okay, I don't want to jump to the island where you get the how because that will trigger a checkpoint that I don't want to trigger, so I'll just do an intentional death. There we go. Because now when I die I end up here and not at the how. And then I can just keep going. Yeah, this is a lot more fun than what they had for Tahu 4 in the alpha. I put this in there probably not to be more fun, but because they needed some, like, more volume for the grappling hook to justify its existence. So they made a grappling hook problem. But it's a nice grappling hook problem. They took out the correct thing to take out to put it back in. To put this in. Tokens here. The how effects are blocking my view of the grapple points. Oop, that's a big goof that could cost me this area. Give me the energy. More energy. Okay. Yeah, so somehow the boulder ends up back where it was. It kind of needs to for the game not to break. So, for you to be able to go back through and get tokens in Tahu's level, some non-physical things have to happen. Maybe there's just a machine up there that makes boulders. I went up the ramp, but it didn't help me get the token. Maybe we're supposed to jump at the top of the ramp. Ah, missed one. Ah, missed another one. Might have missed the third one there out of the corner of my eye. You hit the boulder, you die. It may seem like you're supposed to outrun it, but you don't necessarily have to outrun the boulder. You just can't hit it. Slow myself down. Far left. There we go. That created a respawn error. It wasn't catastrophic, but it was a thing. Yes, no big deal. When I played this the first time, I did a remarkably good job at actually getting the tokens in this challenge area. So, this is not really where I'm most concerned about picking up new tokens. And those two tokens are hard to get, too. But I got one of them. Leave that one. Oh no! That got a reaction out of me. If you want reactions out of me, there you go. Once you already do hit a button once, then in a previous attempt, the orange arrow goes away. So then you can accidentally forget to hit said button. Hit the button. Hit the button. Back out somewhat, so you're not going to get pummeled. You change mass. Okay, go for it. Did better at that the second time. Oh yes, here's a token, but I need energy to jump off of here. I don't have any. So maybe I can intentionally... Good. Now I can try to Miru jump for that token. I nickname this room. This is what I wanted. Again, don't know how to get that token. Probably don't need it. I already have like 70 tokens. Dude, that token's like impossible. Okay, here's the part where I think hopefully it gets linear. Yep, linear. Another impossible token over there. and did it. Much faster the second time. Here we go. For some reason, the falling seemed much faster that time. I don't know why. Okay, time for the grind part. That was much better the second time, too. So I got through that whole thing much faster than I thought I would. Do I have enough tokens now? Yes, I do. And Tahu's level is the only other level besides Anua's level where you actually use the glyph. And you don't even use the glyph in the fight. You just use it to get to the fight. So Anua's level is the only level where in the boss fight you actually use the glyph. And unlike all the other elementals, which are these amorphous blobus things, this one is actually an ornate detailed dragon. It's somewhat difficult to figure out exactly how you do this. But there's a way. Yeah, the graphic needs to be set properly. You just kind of slash at it, and there we go. And I didn't do enough damage with my slashing. And so as a result, I didn't have an opportunity to reduce the health of the boss. There we go. I somehow lost all my health. There's a tendency for Tahu to revert to shooting. So I don't know what causes that. But you don't want that. You want to keep using melee on it. Yeah, for some reason, the stalactites that are already destroyed aren't rendering, which is making things really confusing. I tried to jump over it, it didn't jump. Oh, it looks like if you get hit by one of those, half your health is gone. Okay. That's inconvenient. Probably wasn't enough. Yeah, that wasn't enough. Slash. So you need at least 3 slashes in order to get to the next stage. One slash. That's not gonna work. Well, that's a bug if I've ever seen one. Slash, 2 slashes, 3 slashes. Okay, I think I got it. Slash, 2 slashes, 3 slashes. Again, that will get rid of like half your health. I have activated a glitch where if you do damage to the boss in a location where you already did damage to the boss, it breaks the boss, so it's going to die. Start over. Did it. Yeah, did it. It hit the wrong one though. Did it. Get it there, that'll cause a bug. Get here. Go 2, 3. Jump didn't register and I lost half my health. Slash it. Ah, I won't slash. Okay. Hitbox bug or something. Didn't make it. Slash. Slash. And slash. Nope. Just dodge that. Seems to track me. That's annoying. Two slashes. Three slashes. I was jumping too late. Got it. There, just don't jump too late, you'll be fine. Jump. Good. Slash, two slashes, three slashes. Did it. We're almost done. Just 6 more areas.
cutscene is going a bit far. Like, why are the Bull Rock logos there? I mean, the Kaeda part's not supposed to happen yet. I'm wondering how this is patched. I mean, in the alpha, the levels actually happen before the Kaeda part, so this is backwards in order from the alpha. It's kind of strange. Can I cheese this and go for the third one first? Nope. Fine. Correctly on the beta, the time limit isn't that stringent. But you can't diddle. Meant for the alpha jump mechanics, where you can control the length of your jump in air. So in the beta, it's really awkward. You have to use really short jumps to jump from the back of the platforms. Okay, so you just gotta hit it just right. I'm out of time, so I'm not gonna make it. Oh, that's a bug. If you die while grappling, you keep grappling. That grapple point, you have to aim high on the ground. Yeah. The grapple point's appearance is very alpha vintage.
go, more awkward short jumps. Correctly, you're supposed to somehow swim into that circle. I'm forgetting how you would do that exactly.
didn't see that platform. I thought you had to swing off the grapple somehow. There's no way to die in this area other than the timer running out, which is kind of frustrating. I will voluntarily stop this here and hope that Makuta's level doesn't corrupt my save file. I can actually see whether that's the case right now. Good, it doesn't corrupt.